Hey, I'm Daniel Prinn. I am a staff writer with The Movie Buff, also one of the podcast hosts on the Movie Buff show. I am joined today by Arpit Nayak, my co-host, we will be interviewing two actors from the Billion Dollar Code. So I'd love it if you guys can introduce yourselves, the show, and who you play on the series.
Hi, I'm Leonard Scheicher, and I play young Carsten Schlüter.
Awesome.
Hey, I'm Marius Ahrendt, and I play the young Juri Müller in the Billion Dollar Code.
It's currently streaming on Netflix.
Currently streaming on Netflix. That's right. It's a miniseries.
Yes.
A limited series.
Happy to have you guys here. And Arpit, I'd love it if you wanted to start with your questions.
Yeah.
Sure. So the question is for both of you, because I think acting is not as a profession that, like many people will love to do that, but not many people choose it as a profession. So I would love to know from both of you that what inspired you to choose acting as a profession, and can you both just tell us a bit about your journey so far?
Well, I think the main energy is that I love to tell stories, and film industry is like we tell stories, and in theater as well. So I'm part of the storytelling business. And my father's also an actor, so I grew up with it. But my parents didn't want me to be an actor when I was young. And I'm very happy about that. But then later I wanted to become all kinds of things. But in the end, like with 16, 17, I came to a youth theater club. And we did theater together. And then I auditioned for drama school. I got a part in a movie. And I finished drama school, played in theater, and that's my career.
Yeah, that's quite interesting.
Yes, I think the first time I got the idea to become an actor was when I saw Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one, and was completely excited by the performance of Johnny Depp, and I thought I want to do that too. It's so amazing. And then I thought, okay, how can I do it, and start like Leonard in little what had you said, clubs?
Groups like theater
clubs?
groups for young people.
Why
clubs? I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know why we say clubs.
And then start the audition, and now I'm here.
Yeah, that's great. That both of you have sort of a theater background. So I love to ask this another question that that since you both have done the theater, so definitely like doing a theater is quite different than doing the films. So what do you find more challenging, being on the theater or being on a film set? What was more difficult for you?
It's completely different kind of work, and both has its advantages, and I don't want to decide which one is better. I like both.
What do you find more challenging to perform? Because like in theater you have to do it like in like front of a people. I find it a bit more challenging than maybe because in film like you can do the retake if you want to.
Yeah, but I think both fields have their own challenges. It can be very hard to be in front of people, but the advantage is it's live. It's you can be in the moment. There's no technical stuff around you. Like when you're doing a film, when you shoot a scene, cameras first, it's in front of you, then it's behind you, then it's next to you, and lights and lightning and all that stuff is constantly changing. So your reality is always changing, and you have to pretend or to like focus on your moment, which is always the same kind of, but you do it over and over again. And on a stage, it's one story, you go through it. If something is wrong, if you forget your lines, you can help yourself, colleagues can help you. But it's, you constantly are in the moment. There's no technical, the whole technic stuff is gone. There's no camera,
Yeah.
And there's a direct reaction from the audience. and that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think it can be
Yeah,
challenging as well. Let's say you wanted that, that people would react certain way into it, and when they don't, I think that can be, bit, let's say, more challenging because you are just getting the reaction straight away. So I believe that can be challenging, definitely, if you're in a stage.
Yeah,
I just
sometimes
wanted to-
also weird if you play. There are 2 nights you play the same show. Yesterday they laughed at this point when you did the joke or whatever, and today they don't, and then you feel awful because why didn't it work? Is it me or who is it? Like, yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Can I like to jump in with your question?
Yeah, sorry, no, I just wanted to mention I love that theater is like you could have like 100 shows and not one performance is going to be exactly the same, and I think
Yeah.
that's kind of a cool thrill about it.
Yeah,
That's right.
Just love to ask you guys, just what attracted you to the signing on to the $1 billion code?
so
Wow,
again,
it's a Netflix. Yeah. Oh, you didn't hear the question. What attracted us
can
to
you
sign?
can you repeat?
What attracted us to
okay.
sign the $1 billion code?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You get a casting call, you go to the casting, you try to get the part because it's a Netflix show, and for me it was a big thing because it's like a main character in a Netflix show. It's shown in so many countries. I don't know the exact number, 100
All over the world.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
And that's a crazy reach and a crazy opportunity. So
and
well,
the story.
and the story is of course the story is great.
The story is fascinating. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Now, did you guys know anything about the story before? Like, and how much research did you have to do to play your characters?
I haven't heard of the story.
No.
Okay.
And
Me neither.
And the funny thing is, if you Google the story, nothing appears. Well, there is something appearing, but not much. Obviously,
Yes.
Untold story.
Untold story. Yeah, that's also the great and fascinating thing about our show, that it's an untold story, and I think the real people, they deserve that their story is to be told for the whole world.
For sure. And what was the research like getting into the roles?
Well, I read a biography, like a big book about Steve Jobs, because he's also we're the couple of Carsten and Juri were more or less like this, like the Apple founders, like basically Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs. Carsten's more the startup seller guy, and Juri's more the brain behind everything.
Okay. Did you guys get to meet the people in real life?
You did.
Afterwards. I did. I met them on the premiere. So the director doesn't want to meet that we didn't meet them before the show, so that there's no wrong inspiration, because we play not one original character. It's a mixture of more characters. So he wanted that. So I met the original characters. There are 4 of them at the premiere in Zurich.
Oh, interesting. What was that like meeting them?
It was amazing because they are so thankful, and they really liked what we've done, and to hear their stories was fascinating. So they are told a little bit more about the whole story, and it was a nice evening with them.
Okay, awesome. And I just also love to ask, you guys play the younger versions of Carsten and Juri respectively. What was it like? Did you guys kind of talk to the older versions of the characters to try to like match up your performances with continuity, or what was that process like, having older counterparts of yourselves?
Well,
yeah, I talked a lot to the older one, Michel Maticevic. We had some meetings but we talked a lot, but I talked more to Leonard.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is Mark Waschke, who plays Carsten, the older version, I did, like, before we started shooting the $1 Billion Code, I did a German crime show with him.
Neat.
And on this set, I tried to observe kind of his movements and, internalize his way of moving. But in the end, I try to forget about everything because, well, my part is more, when Carsten is young, he's more the carefree, playful guy with a lot of movement. And at his stage of character, like in his story, Mark's story, he's grown up and very static. So I think we decided that it's not too important to copy our way of approaching the character, so that we have the same movements and have the same looks and the same way of moving and talking.
Cool to learn about the process, I think. So that's awesome. Yeah, they're much mature when they're older. So
yeah, they are.
Okay. Arpit, do you want to jump back in with some of yours?
Sure. So, Leonard, you were just talking about that, while you were just finding this character, you have read about this whole biography of Steve Jobs and everything. So in this series, there is this one particular scene that, your character start wearing even a shoe like Steve Jobs, let's say your character 2.0 come, with the new haircut, new office and everything, and he's wearing the same shoe that Steve Jobs used to wear. So did you come up with that idea on your own, or that was pre-decided?
Oh no, that's the first time I'm hearing that. I didn't. You mean the Converse shoes, the Chucks?
So one of your, colleagues says that as well, that even he's tried to, he started wearing the same shoe that Steve Jobs used to wear. And when we see your shoe, it's the same shoes that Steve Jobs used to wear. So, I thought that is that.
I think, no, that's a script writing and costume designer idea. It doesn't, unfortunately, it doesn't come from me.
No, I thought when you were just saying that, that you have read the whole biography, I thought that you only came up with that particular idea.
I just wanted to have some inspiration from this entrepreneur side, how Steve Jobs thought of life, or how were his approaches or his background, his family background, to get a sense of the energy of this.
So one thing that I have noticed in your role is that, a lot of things will be with your first hairstyle and the second hairstyle. But when you had that first haircut, when let's say before you guys make a trip to US, your character is more like a free character, even when I just saw your performance, it has a lot of movement and energy. But once, that cut to that, when you guys just come after the US trip, not only your character has a new haircut, but also, it has a more mature vibe. So was that something that you have decided on your own? Was that some process that you have followed? Because I could see that in your performance, where his performance was more like that, it was consistent. The maturity was always there. But in your character, as the trip happened, as the last conversation happened between you both, suddenly the character become very mature. So was that something you had consciously in mind, that while you were just, playing that particular role?
Yes, I think so. But it's also, I think it just came natural, because in the beginning, he's loved by everyone. He has his family, like the hackers and artists around him. He is in the center of the group energy and everything. And I think first you have to tell time, obviously. So they got older. And on the other hand, he loses his friends and his family and his best friend. So at the end, he can't be the child that he is in the beginning. Like this carefree, playful, everything is fine and everybody loves me. And I think it cracks away. So he stands more as a column and has to deal with everything that's happening.
Yeah, I think I could see that in your performance, because earlier it was more like a freeway sort of a guy, and cut to that we see a very mature guy, who's trying to finding a solution, who's trying to making the thing work out. So yeah, I could definitely see that in your performance.
Great.
So Marius, how was it like for you to just gain, like, I think you have gained more like a 10 pound, and you were having this fake nose and wig and everything. So how it was like for you to just gain the weight and just get rid of the whole weight?
To gain the weight was very easy. I ate so much. I had 1 month before shooting. They told me you had 1 month, start eating, and I did. And then during the shoot, I ate a lot of chocolate, so it was very easy to gain more weight. And after it, I started. What is the word? I lose weight, and then I've done sport again. So I missed very much doing sport during the shoot. Yeah, I feel very uncomfortable, but I realized it was very helpful for acting, for being the role, to play it, to gain weight was very helpful, yes.
So did that putting up weight help you to find the character as well? Because I think that can be your more like a clue for that particular character as well.
Yes, it was not the main point, but it absolutely helped, because gaining weight means your body changed, and the whole behavior changed. And I talked a lot to Michelle, the older one of Juri, and we talked about the character, how we like to play it, and what's his motivation, and all this stuff. But gaining weight was helpful for the body language. It's another kind to act with your body.
So
Yeah, I can assure that, because I knew Marius from before. I was like the normal Marius, thin and everything, or like his regular size. And it definitely changed how you moved, how your body, moved in space.
Yeah, because I was just, researching about him, and I was just seeing his new picture, and I was like, whoa, he has lost so much weight. That was my first reaction when I saw his actual picture, while I was just researching for the billion dollar. And then I got to, when I was searching more, I got to know that he has put on the weight for this.
Yeah, putting on was easy. Putting off, not.
Definitely. So my next question is for both of you, so let's say when you play a character which has certain background, let's say more like a biopic, you can say that, that this sort of person do exist. So your process as an actor is different for some character that has been played already than the fictional?
I don't understand the question, sorry.
Sure, I can ask it again, no problem. So when you play a fictional character, you as an actor might have to make his own story, Let's say you have to play Steve Jobs. So you already know that what is Steve Jobs to be like. And you in Billion Dollar Code play a character that do exist in the world already,
Yes.
So when you play a character that has been here already, do you have a different process than the character that is a fictional one?
I hope the process, I never played a real character. Well, in this case I did, but as Marius mentioned before, the director wanted us not to meet the actual persons, to be not distracted, to be not under pressure, to be not too much influenced by their appearance, how they are, because they are obviously they're written characters, they're fictionalized. But I think what I can imagine, if I'd had to play Steve Jobs, to be Steve Jobs in a movie or on stage or whatever, and I think the pressure would be so much higher, because everybody knows how he moved, how he looked, how he used his voice,
Yeah. So I think what you mean to say that it's clearly very difficult when you have a real person there. If people know that real person, it becomes very difficult for you.
Because everybody has an image.
Yeah.
And you have to fit that image.
Yeah.
So my highest respect goes to all the actors and actresses who like reenacted people, real person.
Yeah, I don't know. I always thought that, it can be helpful to you as an actor because you already know that, who might you have to play. But definitely today you have given me another perspective that maybe it's more tough, because you have to project the person already who's existing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What are you, Marius?
I think the same like Leonard, and our advantage was that nobody knows about the real person, so nobody has an idea, an image of the real persons, and mm, I I never want to play the one of them on the best way, in the best way. My point was to perform the story and do justice on the story and not
You
on the
like to
real
choose
person.
another person? There's something wrong with my internet.
I think we're
Yeah.
all good now. Marius, I had just with your conversation about just your weight in general, I just had that's a weird way to phrase it, but I wanted to ask, have you gone back to chocolate since?
I ate chocolate, yes. A few times, not that much. I had a strong diet, and but some days when it's really rainy, I need to eat chocolate.
Okay. I feel like I'm just afraid it might have ruined your experience with chocolate.
No, I had a worst experience during the shooting with Döner. We ate so much Döner during the shooting, and 1 week ago I ate my first Döner again since we shooting. So I had 1 year off Döner.
I'm sorry, what food?
Congrats. The kebab.
Thank you, thank you. Kebab. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They used to go to this cafe, to eat
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
In Berlin, we have it everywhere.
Okay.
And we say Döner.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Thank you.
Sorry.
No, all good. Now,
Yes.
so your character has, I think it's called hyperventilating syndrome. So can you just talk about
Yes.
what it was like representing that on screen?
It was so intensive to act, to play this hyperventilation syndrome, and I breathe so much, so I felt, I don't know the English word,
Dizzy.
dizzy. Yes, I feel dizzy while we're shooting, and okay, I need to act lower because I feel so dizzy. It was, but yeah, hard and fun, both of them.
Interesting. All right. Now, I'd love to ask both of you, what did you learn about yourselves the most as actors working on this project?
Well, I suffered during shooting because my eyes are brown and I had constantly to wear blue contact lenses. And that sucked. I'm sorry, my language, but always when light came from in front of me, it made certain flare on the lens. So I couldn't recognize your face anymore. Like when I was like 1.5 meters away from my colleagues, I couldn't see their face expression anymore. It was just blurry and everything. And
Oh, wow.
And what I learned in this production that, I fought my way through these obstacles.
Okay.
With the lenses. Yeah.
Learned a bit of tenacity then.
Mm-hmm. Never again. Well, I'm trying.
In the contract, don't make me wear contact lenses.
Don't make me wear contact ever again.
Awesome. What about you, Marius? Yes, thank you.
My biggest challenge was to gain weight, and it was a lot of fun. I thought, hey, I'm 27, I will lose it very fast, and I realized during the shooting how uncomfortable I feel, and I sweat so much. And we were shooting in Budapest, where are 35 degrees, or in the studios there are 40, and we were winter clothes, gain weight, wrong nose, wig. So I sweat so much, and that was a really big challenge. So I'm very happy that I made it, and I'm through.
But
Skeptical
the
in the
thing
moment.
is, like, because there were 35 or 40 degrees in the studio inside the first few weeks, because of COVID, they were not allowed to put on air cons or something.
Really?
And then they
Yes,
organized some filters, and
Yes.
then they could put on the aircon. But in the first week, they weren't allowed, and it was so hot.
Oh, strange.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just adds a new layer. All right.
And
Yeah,
the
there
poor
was
team, they always
one
had to wear
scene,
their mask
where,
constantly.
yes,
Okay. Okay, geez.
that was.
Changing world.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'd also love to ask just a bit of a random one, but so the character of Yuri is a very good problem solver. So I'd just love to ask, like, what are your guys' problem solving skills like in real life?
Problem solving.
I'm really good at solving problems, but not at IT problems. I'm so bad at technique. It's not mine.
Yeah, me too. I think I'm good at asking friends to help me.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a good strategy.
Well, I mean, you have to ask people to get problems solved. It's that's I think that's an important lesson. But I learned that, there's always someone who will help you, and you can help them. But on your own, it's quite tough to solve problems sometimes.
Yeah, and some people are like just don't want to ask for help. So I think that's a good
Mhm.
lesson.
Yeah.
Also, what was it like for you? I love the set of I think it's Silicon Graphics. What was it like filming there?
We filmed everything in Budapest. That's the strange thing about it. Even the exteriors, like there's this courtyard of Silicon Graphics with fountains and skateboarders, and it looks so California. Well, I've never been to California, but that's how I imagine California. And inside, it's in Budapest, this old hangar or something, and now it's a museum.
Wow.
Yeah.
It really transformed it. That's amazing.
Yeah. Amazing work by Myrna
Yes.
Draves, who's the set designer.
Yes.
Okay. That must have been like, did you see it before they transformed it, or did you just see it when it was all like silicon?
We just saw when it all was like fixed and built up.
Ready.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. Now I'd also love to ask, just this film, like your side of the story is set in the mid 90s in 1993. So what was it like with just kind of acting in that period with like all the wardrobe and such, and like just all the 90s stuff?
That was so cool.
Oh, yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had one day of shooting where a colleague asked Leonard and me, how does it feel for us to play back in this time? And so we said, don't know. We are both born 1992, so don't know, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Okay, that's true.
And I think the 90s in Berlin, I live in Berlin, and everybody who's here, like from the older people, they tell you stories about the 90s in Berlin. Well, there were clubs everywhere, there were parties everywhere, and it was free, and you could be carefree, and you could be anyone you wanted, and must have been amazing times to live in the 90s in Berlin. And also like costumes. I mean, all those clothes are coming back now. If you look at the street now,
Yes.
Everybody's dressed like in the series.
True.
Like all the teenage people, like at least in Berlin, they're all dressed like in $1 billion coat.
Now you feel like you guys have lived in the 90s too, right? I mean, you literally
Yeah,
have,
kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
both ways. Cool. Arpit, you want to jump into some of yours?
Yeah, I think I had that was my first question, which I wanted to ask you guys. Among you, which is the better Pong game player?
What?
Better
Sorry,
what?
again.
Player?
Pong game that you replace.
The Pong game.
Yeah.
I have no idea. We never played it.
Yeah.
Did you ever play it like real?
Are you asking me?
No, I'm asking Marius.
No. I've never played it.
And me too. We just pretended, and on the screen it was all
Yeah.
fixed and programmed.
Who's the better
So
pretender?
I can't answer this question. I'm sorry.
I am the better pretender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should meet up, Marius, and try to have a pong game.
Yeah, I try.
Pay-per-view event.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite scene in the miniseries is that when Leo, your character and his character just come out of the lawyer's office, and when your character says that it's all over now, and when his character says that you said that we will fight till the end, you said that, and cut to that scene, we again see a scene where your character says that I'm not the one who has sink the ship, it was you. So why I'm talking about this particular two sequence, because in that sequence, when in the starting your character says the dialogue and then he has an expression which is a bit worried and everything. In that second sequence, Uri's character is the one who is in the shock. So what was for you guys like to play in that particular sequence, because I believe that's the most important sequence in that particular mini series, I can say for sure, because that's the only time that two character goes through haywire.
Yeah, I mean it's important. Well, it's about it. It tells the story of the split up of a friendship. I think that's the situation, that's the scenes, or the sequence is about.
Yeah.
So, and it was also for me as an actor was very important to have these moments, because everything is in chaos and moving, and and there we have this quiet human scenes in between where we get to know like how much this friendship meant to them and how much loss it is to split up.
So, I mean, was it tough for you to just, prepare yourself for this particular sequence?
Not especially tough, I'd say, but all emotional scenes need a different approach of preparation than light and funny scenes.
Yeah. How about you, Marius? Because I think when that second thing happened, that when he said it was you who did it, your expression as as someone who is feeling very emotional. So what it was like for you to being in that moment?
I feel I think it was not so hard to play, because Leonard is a very good colleague, and he gives so much. I can take it and do my thing, so and I can give it back to him. So I feel like, okay, it works. It's fun, despite the fact that it's not funny scene. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. We had such a good energy between us. I mean, also acting energy. It was like throwing balls at each other, and that worked really well. And I think you can see that.
No, I could see that. That was my next question, actually, because I think between you there is a great camaraderie that we see throughout the series. So I mean, I would love to know that did you guys know each other before you have been part of the $1 Billion Code, or it was on the set that you guys have met? Because the camaraderie is amazing between you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
But yeah, we met before, a few years before we started shooting, actually. But most of the time we sat down in a bar watching football games and drinking beer. We never worked before, so. Yeah.
I hope Germany.
Sorry, what did you say, Arpit? I think we were.
No, I hope that time Germany won whenever you guys sat and had a drink.
Yes.
I remember one game, like it was Inter Milan, was Champions League or something like that. Inter Milan against Gladbach or Frankfurt or something. Okay. In Göttingen, in somewhere, in a pub.
Yeah, in somewhere.
Okay. Now, just kind of going off of Arpit's questioning, our series of questions, did it, since you guys do have a great camaraderie, I can't say that word, since you guys do have like a great chemistry like that you've built like watching these football games, is it more challenging to play the hostility between each other's characters?
No, I think we had a good chemistry, and it was very helpful. For me, it was very helpful that I had a colleague like Leonard. So we're from a personal view, we're good friends, and that it helps to play. Doesn't matter which scene, which emotion.
Okay.
Well, this chemistry also helps to have the confidence to like, well, make yourself open and show your heart in some moments.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
I think a good a lot of my favorite moments were from the first episode. So I just have a couple of questions for the first episode. And I feel like one great bonding moment between you two would have been that plane scene when everyone thinks they're gonna die. Can you talk about that scene in general? I thought that was a lot of fun.
That was fun shooting, yeah.
Was it actually like shaking? How did was it just like shaking the plane? Like did that actually feel
no,
like
it was
we need to pretend.
Yeah, we were shaking
all the time.
like this.
Well, like
And
this.
the camera was shaking. It was very old school.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. It was not in an airplane. It was in a studio built up like few rows of the airplane. It felt very much like a low budget movie in that moment.
Now, what's it like? What's it like? You guys know how we actually acted during the scene. So what's it like watching that back, seeing what they do with it?
Yeah, it's crazy. Because when I watch myself, then I always remember like the situations around the scene, like the shooting of the scene. Sometimes I remember, there between the takes I had a conversation with him or with her,
Okay.
That's what I always remember, actually.
Yeah, it's a cool connection, I think.
Yeah. And it's a very unique connection because nobody has that.
Yeah.
Because you just see the scenes or the scene.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. No, Marius, there's a scene where your character throws, I think it's like a gadget board. You throw it through a window when you're frustrated.
The clock.
Oh yeah. Was that fun to do?
Yes, it was my biggest stunt till now. To to take the clock and put it through the window. We had 3 chances, and I think it works. It was a lot of fun. Yes.
Okay.
Trying something.
You had 3 chances. How many chances did you do it on the first one or on the third one?
I think I've done a pretty good first one. So we wanted to make a safety one, the second one, and that wasn't good. So because we had 3 chances, we took all of them.
Okay. Okay. Fair. See, like if you're able to do a stunt like that, you want to do all 3 because that's most fun.
Yeah.
But I really love the mood on set if you just have 3 shots, like 3 whatever that is, glasses made of sugar or whatever. Everybody is very nervous because it has to work.
Yeah.
And then I like this mood on set. Everybody's very focused.
It's so much pressure.
Everything is so important that it's right, Yeah.
Yeah, you don't realize that there's a lot of pressure. Oh, sorry, Marius.
Yeah, no problem. The first one was very easy because I had 2 more chances. And then the director says, okay, let's do a safety one more. And okay, that's more pressure. And the second one wasn't good. So the last one needs to be good. And that was a lot of pressure, like Leonard said, yes.
Yeah, you don't realize watching it that like there's pressure on you, of course, but there's also pressure on the rest of the crew, rest of the cast, everyone watching.
Yes.
Okay. That's just a funny way to look at it, I think.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just going to hop into my questions here. Just the lamp globe that I think it's Deutsche Telekom hands your character Leonard. Who got to take that home after filming?
Nobody, I think.
Nobody.
Oder?
I never
Nobody.
asked to take it home.
No.
Oh, really?
Maybe
Seems like-
Myrna, you know, the set designer.
Okay, it seems like
Yeah.
such a cool.
But I have no
souvenir.
idea. Yeah, you're right. What is my souvenir from this shooting?
Did you get to keep the wig?
No, I kept
No.
the contacts. I kept the
Oh.
contacts to remind myself. Put it in your contract. Never make me wear contacts again.
Full circle. I love it. Marius, did you get to keep anything from the set?
No, I kept nothing. I wanted one shirt, but when I asked for it, it wasn't. No one find it.
Oh,
So I was very mad. But yeah, no, I kept nothing.
okay. I think you just have to now with like the rest of your life, you're gonna be trying to find that shirt.
I try.
What was the shirt?
Sorry.
What was the shirt? If you remember.
It was a shirt of Silicon Graphics.
Yeah, that was
Some people
cool.
there wore that, and I really wanted to have that. Or the pullover. Is it the same word in English?
Oh,
Sweater.
Leonard?
yeah, I think for us it's hoodie.
Sweater. The sweater. This is sweater with the same logo, but it wasn't anywhere. So don't know.
Okay, well,
But do
if
you
I ever
remember what I mean?
yeah, I think so. If I ever find it on a
Yeah.
vintage like website, I'll send you a link.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Now, my last one here with just from the first episode, one of my favorite scenes was that moment in Kyoto where everyone is wanting to see their hometown on the TerraVision. I feel like that's a pivotal moment for your successes as characters. So what was it? What was it like shooting that scene and just Kyoto in general?
It was a lot of fun. It was the last 3 days of shooting. Everybody was happy to go home after that. No, I'm joking. No, no, it was nice because actually everybody remembered himself or herself how it was to use Google Earth the first time in their lives. Because I remember that. It's something everybody remembers. How it felt like to watch a screen with the Earth on it and you fly to your hometown. Because everybody does that or did that when it came out.
That's true. I'm sure I probably put in my own address and was just like, hey, and just see the street camera. It's so cool.
Yeah, it was so cool. I watched the garden of my grandparents. I zoomed on the garden to look if every
really?
tree is at the right place, you know. And I was like, yeah, that's right. That's real.
That's awesome. How far do you live from your grandparents?
Not far.
Okay.
Same city.
Okay, that's cool that you can do that. What do you remember what you first looked up, Mario?
I think my hometown, my home place, but I rather use Google Maps. But I tried Google Earth for the first time, and I think it was my the house I lived, I was raised in.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Now, Arpit, I feel like I'd be leaving you out if I didn't ask you too.
I think the first thing I just like everyone, I Google was my home, and I was just trying to think whether it's for real or not, whether they can really show it or not.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's such a realistic scene, though. That's awesome. Now, Arpit, do you want to hop in with your questions?
Sure. So, one of the interview of some actor I was seeing, so the actor was just saying it very beautifully that, that when you play a certain character, the characters not only gives you something, but also takes away something from you as well. So do you believe in that statement? And like you have played this character, so what is the thing that you have took from that character, or let's say what's the one thing that you have just left for that particular characters that you have played?
well, what inspired me to play Carsten, or what he's inspired, or his main energy is like he makes art because it becomes a necessity to make art. And that was a really inspiring energy for myself. It's not always true, but I'm trying to reach that point where I can always say, well, I make it because it's a necessity. Or I do my job, I do my acting job because it is a necessity for me. It's not always like this, but I'm trying to get there to be able to say that.
What about you, Marius?
This character is so different from me, and I really liked about it that is his passion. I don't understand his passion. I don't have this passion, and he's so into, and he wants to do everything for this, and this was exciting for me. The topic I completely don't understand, but to try to do this authentic to the audience, that was my personal challenge.
So as an actor, what are your, or let's say, what's your biggest insecurity as an actor?
To fail, meaning that everybody sees it's all a lie. I'm not able to do it, you know.
Yeah, that's not honest. That's not honest what I do. That's the biggest insecure, I think.
Okay, then I can ask my one question that I've just come up with. But actually, I asked the other day, just because you guys have the series is on Netflix. So what's it like for you guys kind of going through your queue, going through your Netflix account, and then just seeing $1 Billion Code on there?
It's amazing. It's it's totally amazing. I can't realize it, to be honest, that everybody around the world can see our show. So fascinating, but I not absolutely can realize that it's true. It's like a really, really good dream.
Okay. What about you, Leonard?
Yeah, actually the same. It's insanely crazy that everybody in the whole world, well, where there's Netflix, can watch our show.
It's kind of surreal,
especially when you're in the German film industry. It's not given. It's not normal that everybody can watch it. What we are doing here. Yeah, because it's not sold internationally that often.
Yeah, that's true. It's cool because like I'm in Canada, Arpit's in India, and this is because of Netflix. We're all connected having this conversation.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, cool, awesome. Arpit, did you have your last one?
I think while you were just talking it, I think I have another 2 questions if you guys have time.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, do it.
So what it was, I mean, I think while just Daniel asked this question about what it was like for seeing it on Netflix, I figured, how did it felt to you both, when you have saw first time a poster of your own movie, on a billboard? What was it like,
I think for me it was the same. I can't really realize that it's the poster of my show, and where I live, around 2 corners, there is a big poster. The whole house the poster is so high about the whole house, and I see it, and I feel like it's really fascinating, and this is the show I'm be part of it, but I can't really realize it. Yes.
What about you, Leonard?
Well, the same for me, because I always saw it on but well, I wasn't in Germany when the show came out. I was in Namibia shooting another film. So I saw all the pictures of the huge billboards, like on this house facades in Berlin and I don't know, Munich, I was like, yeah, okay, $1 Billion Code, okay, it's big. But I couldn't really like haptically feel it. because I was so far away. And then when I came back, I was on Kantstraße with my bike, and then suddenly I didn't think of it. I saw this huge billboard. It was such a crazy moment. Well, there was not my face on it, but I knew that's the show I'm in.
It's awesome.
A crazy moment, like a dreamy, somehow unreal moment.
Marius, be honest. That billboard is in your city. Did you rent it yourself so you could show everybody?
I said to them, "Do it in my city. Place the billboard in my city." Yes, so it works.
All planned.
So, out of many German films I have seen personally, I think two of my favorite is Das Boot and, Fritzkarl. So I'd love to know which is your favorite film from both of them.
Between these two,
Fitzcarraldo
with here
Fitzcarraldo.
Kinski.
Yeah. Klaus Kinski.
Yeah.
Oh, I choose Fitzcarraldo.
What about you, Leonard?
I also choose Fitzcarraldo.
You guys have any write-in ballots?
It's hard. Yeah, no. I love Fitzcarraldo. A great movie.
Yeah, it's a great film. I think.
Das Boot as well, but yeah, I think. Yeah, if I have to choose Fitzcarraldo.
Definitely. So I think I'll ask the final question to you, and then I think we can wrap it up. Daniel, right?
Yeah, sounds good.
So what success means to you, as an actor, and what success mean to you as an individual?
As an actor, for me, success means that I can make a living out of acting, and that I can choose my characters, that I'm able to play interesting characters and not like day parts or something like that. So I can, really develop a character. And for me in life, to be happy, you need friends, you need people around you. That's what you need.
Yes. As an actor, I hope I can be happy with the roles and can choose my roles. And there's a lot of different roles, not always the same kind of role. And I hope I can play theater and film at the same time, not at the same time, but both of them. At this time, I only do filming, and I like to do both of them. And as a person, individual, I want to be happy. I want to be happy, yes, and healthy.
I think being happy is enough. Definitely.
Cool. That's awesome. I wanted to thank you, Marius Ahrendt. I said that last name really weird. Marius Ahrendt and Leonard Scheicher. Probably butchered both of those, but that's okay. But thank you.
It's absolutely okay.
Thank you guys for spending some time with us on your Wednesday evening, chatting about the $1 Billion Code.
No, thank you for inviting us.
Thank you very much.